Hello, this is Richard Hewitt with Lost Tribes Cafe. Today I'd like to talk to you about the most important book for every anthropologist, and that's very simply the Hebrew Bible, the Tanakh, the Torah, in Christianity, the Old Testament. And I'll explain why I believe that. I'll give you some examples from my personal experience. And let me start by saying, there are prophecies to Abraham, to Isaac, Jacob, to Joseph, to the descendants of Joseph, Ephraim and Manasseh, that they'd become a great multitude, that they'd be scattered to the ends of the earth, that they would be scattered to every nation. And I believe today that every nation has, in fact, been inoculated in some ways by the Torah. Later in history, when the tribes were scattered and when Jews were scattered, they took with them their culture, their traditions, and basically were taking the Torah. The Torah got into the culture, got into the legends, and now we're discovering this all over the world. People are not coming back and saying, I'm one of the lost tribes of the Arabs, or one of the lost tribes of the Persians, or the Egyptians, or anyone else, the Phoenicians, even though they were people who traveled and also went around the world. People are coming back and saying they're lost tribes of the Jews, or Israel, or the descendants of the Hebrews. And it's a phenomena that's taking place in our day, right now in our time. It's absolutely amazing. And to decipher that, to discern it, to see what's happening, we need to know the Torah. We need to know the Old Testament, the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible. It's fascinating, and there's a lot more that's coming up. We're looking at Afghans, people in Northeast India, the Mizos and the Kukis, the Karen across the border in Myanmar. I believe there's places in China with the Xiang and the Altai, even Native Americans. There's been, with the Navajo and many of the other tribes, there's been reports that they also share a lot of these similarities. Down in Africa with the Lamba and South Africa, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Nigeria with the Igbo. This is happening all over the world. So Japanese with the Shinto religion. Let me just tell you an experience that I had. I was in Kyrgyzstan, living with the Kyrgyz people, and they would talk about welcoming God, and I thought that was interesting. And as I probed further, there's a tradition, a part of their culture that expects God to come into their camp or into their home, and that they need to be in a position ready to welcome God whenever he comes in. And they call it the Kudai Konok, or God guest belief, God guest tradition. And because of my interest in the Torah and the Tanakh in earlier years, I was able to recall the experience that Abraham had of welcoming the three travelers, two of them angels and one of them the Lord. And the way, actually, it's quite interesting, the way that Abraham welcomed the travelers, welcomed the Lord, is exactly the way Kyrgyz will welcome guests to this day. The only difference was that Kyrgyz washed the hands, and Abraham actually washed the feet of his guests, of his God guests. But everything else, the Kyrgyz will kill the fattened calf or the fattened sheep, have the guests wait, sometimes for a fairly long time, and sit down and provide the cakes and the desserts and the meat and all. Even the way the animal is slaughtered is very similar. But again, because I studied the most important anthropological book ever written, I was able to see the similarities, make the connection, and that was also key in making some of the later conclusions that I developed in my book, The Lost Tribes, found in the Kyrgyz epic Manas, son of Jacob. Okay, that's Richard Hewitt with Lost Tribes Cafe. I welcome any input in this discussion, so please write me, send me a video, whatever, a book review. I welcome it all. Thank you. Bye.